Ever feel completely overwhelmed by numbers and data? You see a giant textbook, a complicated spreadsheet, or a politician debating a budget, and your brain just checks out. Well, in economics, we have a secret weapon to make sense of it all. Today, we're learning to identify and use the key tools of economic analysis: tables, graphs, bar charts, and pie charts. Let's turn that chaos into clarity. Our first and most fundamental tool is the humble table, or as it's sometimes called, a schedule. Think of it as the ultimate organizer for your data. Look at this table for monthly sales of Uetola's Bakery. We have rows for bread, cakes, and cookies, and columns for January, February, and March. The key benefit of a table is precision. You get the exact, raw numbers. Want to know precisely how many cakes were sold in February? The table tells you instantly. The downside, it can be hard to see the big picture, staring at all these numbers. Can you immediately spot the trend? It's a bit tough. That's why we use tables as the foundation to build our visuals on. Now, let's bring that data to life. When you need to show how something changes over time, you use a line graph. Watch this. We take the sales data from our table and plot it on a graph. See this animated line for cakes? It's climbing steeply, showing a clear upward trend. It's so easy to see that cake sales are booming. And look at the line for cookies, it's staying pretty flat. That's the power of a graph. It tells a story at a glance. Just remember one thing: if the scale on the axes is distorted, it can be very misleading. Always check the scale. What if you want to compare different things directly? For that, you use a bar chart. They're fantastic for making comparisons. Let's look at a few types. First, a simple bar chart. Here we see the popularity of school subjects. The taller the bar, the more popular the subject. Easy, right? Economics is clearly winning. Next, we have the multiple bar chart. This is for when you want to compare related groups side by side. See this chart. For each country: Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, we have two bars, a blue one for imports and a red one for exports. You can instantly compare the import and export values for each country, and also compare the trade balances between the countries. Finally, there's the component bar chart. This is perfect for breaking down a total into its parts. Imagine this single bar represents the total school budget. It's stacked like a layered cake with different colored segments for salaries, infrastructure, and supplies. Each segment shows its share, and they all add up to the total budget. Bar charts are great for clear comparisons, but a word of caution: if you try to cram too many bars into one chart, it just becomes a messy, unreadable jungle. And when you need to see how a whole thing is divided up, you use a pie chart. It's perfect for showing percentages and proportions of a whole at a single point in time. Look at this beautiful pie chart showing how I spend my monthly allowance. You can see at a glance that the largest slices are for food and data. There's a smaller slice for savings and a tiny little sliver for transport. Each slice is labeled with a percentage, making it super easy to understand the distribution. But be careful, a pie chart is great for showing the parts of one whole. It's very difficult, and often misleading, to try and compare a slice from this pie chart to a slice from a completely different one. So, after all that, which tool is the best? The answer is, it all depends on what story you want to tell with your data. Do you need the exact, precise values? Use a table. Are you trying to show a trend over a period of time? A line graph is your best friend. Want to compare different items or groups? Go for a bar chart. Need to show how a single total is broken down into parts or percentages? The pie chart is your answer. Look at this split screen. On one side, we have a dense government budget table. On the other, we cycle through a line graph showing budget trends over the years, a bar chart comparing spending between different ministries, and a pie chart showing the percentage of the total budget each ministry gets. Choosing the right tool isn't just an academic exercise. It helps everyone make better, more informed decisions, from you managing your allowance to the government managing our country's entire budget. It's about turning data into knowledge.